Now, from Western North Carolina's news leader, this is News 13 This Morning.
Students and administrators at UNC Charlotte are reeling after a gunman shot several people. This morning, we've learned new information about the suspect and have updates on the overnight lockdown on campus. We'll take you out live to Charlotte in just 60 seconds.
And teachers from Charlotte, Asheville, and other cities will rally at the state capitol this morning. We will break down what else they want from lawmakers in just a moment. But first, right now, let's get a first look at the forecast with Ingrid. Good morning.
All right, good morning, everyone. Not seeing that fog concern like we saw yesterday, but in fact, it's warmer outside. It is 60 in Asheville at this time, so you don't even need a sweater. 58 in Forest City, 57 Morganton, and 60s in Greenville and Clemson and Anderson as well. Looking ahead to your Rise and Shine forecast, patchy fog cannot be completely ruled out, although I haven't seen much on my map. 68 at 10 a.m. and upper 70s by lunchtime. Still plenty of sunshine today and plenty of heat, similar to what we felt yesterday. Coming up in my full forecast, we are tracking some storms late week. I'll time those out coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
We begin with new information on that deadly mass shooting on the campus of UNC Charlotte.
Overnight, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper arrived on the scene as investigators continued searching for answers there. News 13's Liz Birch joins us live from campus with the very latest.
Good morning. Certainly a somber mood here at the UNC Charlotte campus. Right now, local police and the FBI continue to investigate yesterday's shooting, with 2 people dead and 4 people injured. Now, the lockdown here on campus was lifted at 11 o'clock last night, and both faculty and students were able to return home. We want to show you some video from that scene right now and talk a little bit about the alleged shooter. The alleged shooter has been identified as 22-year-old Tristan Terrell, a student at the school. Police say they found him armed with a pistol inside the Kennedy building. Terrell was quickly disarmed and taken into custody. Governor Roy Cooper flew into Charlotte late last night to offer his support for the families of this tragedy.
This is a tragic day at this great university, the city of Charlotte, and the state of North Carolina. Here on the last day of class, just a few days to graduation.
UNC Charlotte had an increased police presence in the area already because of the Waka Flocka concert that was supposed to happen last night. That concert was postponed as this campus does remain a crime scene. This morning, 3 of the injured remain in critical condition. Family members have identified one of the victims as Drew Piscaro. He survived and made it out of surgery. Police have not yet identified any of the victims. Live in Charlotte this morning, Liz Birch, News 13.
And we're also hearing from parents still in shock after what happened. We were able to FaceTime a local man who was in Charlotte for his son's chorus concert on campus. A little under 2 hours from showtime, he got the call that shots fired. That was an alert on his phone.
You know, you really just don't expect it to, to happen, to hit so close to home. But, the bottom line is, none of us are promised tomorrow.
He says his son is okay, but they still hadn't been reunited when we spoke with him. And right now, teachers from the mountains are gearing up to head to Raleigh, and that's where they're expected to meet with thousands of other teachers calling for more funding.
News 13's Justin Henton is in Raleigh this morning ahead of the rally billed as a day of action. Justin, it comes on the heels of the state's proposed budget.
Right, with the teacher salary portion just getting released yesterday, this overall proposed budget is up 2% from the current education budget. I had the chance yesterday to speak with Representative Chuck McGrady about this budget. Now, he tells us that there's a package around school safety, mostly in the form of grants, and there's more money for things in the classroom like textbooks. Now, those are the types of things teachers rallied for last year and will continue to rally for this year.
This time around, we're going to take some teachers, some community members, some parents and students with us to Raleigh. We're going to renew our message and hope that we increase the number of people that are listening and taking action for our schools.
Now, that will all kick off in just a few hours from now. Part of the teachers' plan will be to meet with lawmakers, but that might prove to be difficult because there are budget meetings that are still taking place. The deadline for bills to pass is also approaching, so it's an extremely busy time for lawmakers. But at the end of the day, this is where they will all gather and have that final rally here on Halifax Mall. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we will speak with the state superintendent about his take on the budget. Reporting live in Raleigh, Justin Hinton, News 13.
While teachers are marching in Raleigh, another mountain community is preparing for their own march. Teachers in Henderson County are preparing to hit the streets. It will happen at the historic courthouse in Hendersonville. Everyone plans to meet at 5 this evening. And Asheville is also hosting their own rally today at 11 a.m. It's happening at the Vance Monument there in Pack Square.
We will have live team coverage of the rally in Raleigh and here in the mountains. Our coverage continues at noon and into our evening shows. Our coverage will also be on WLOS.com, Facebook, and Twitter. Look for our Facebook Lives during the events. The 2 kidnapped children from Maine are now safe this morning. Joel Strother was arrested after he brought his 2 sons to this campground in Franklin. Police say the move was a violation of his custody agreement. Strother arrived at this camper Monday night. The kids had not been seen for weeks. Strother was arrested on a fugitive warrant. We understand he's being held on a bond of $50,000. A cave rescue that received international attention relied on volunteers from right here in western North Carolina. This past weekend, 5 men were trapped at Cyclops Cave in Virginia. Authorities contacted the locally based Flittermouse Grotto Caving Club, which includes members trained for rescues. The group spent 7 hours in the cave. Eventually, all 5 men trapped inside were pulled to safety.
There's some spots where you have to, your chest is against the floor and your back is against the ceiling, so it's body-size passage for some parts of it. That makes it very difficult, especially if you're injured.
About 30 volunteers from all over the Southeast participated in the rescue alongside fire departments and other emergency workers. Coming up, Bill Barr will testify in front of Congress why the Judiciary Committee is expected to question the Attorney General.
And the air quality today across the region is at a moderate level. Stay with us what our pollen level looks like today.